Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you. Glad you're here for our session today. This is our RAM pathway session for tech and trades. And today we have several support staff here, some counselors and other administrators with us, along with some students. And we are hoping this will be a beneficial to you today in helping you get a good start at City College this fall. So my name is Dean Christensen. I am not the dean. I am just Dean. That's my name. And I am a counselor in the Applied Technology Division. I've been here for the last 5.5 years in this division after coming over from Fresno State, where I worked for a number of years. And I am very, very happy to be a counselor in this division. I have some counselor colleagues and others today. I'd like you to take a moment and introduce yourself, for example.
Hi, my name is Dee Goshgarian. I'm one of the Applied Technology Division counselors, and we welcome you and hope that you'll find the information in this session valuable. We are here to support you for a successful semester and successful college experience.
Thank you, Dee. RV.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is RV Kashal and I am the full-time counselor with Applied Tech. I came from transfer counseling and general counseling experience, and so I am looking forward to learning more and more about the majors and the degrees with Applied Tech and being able to advise Applied Tech students as well as CTC students. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, RV. So we are the counselors right now for the Applied Technology Division, but we also have some others who are part of the Pathways team with us. And perhaps you can introduce yourselves. Mary Beth, how about you?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mary Beth Massetti, and I'm the CalWorks Director at Fresno City College, and I'm also part of the Pathways team for Tech and Trades. So I hope you guys have a great semester.
Thank you. How about Ku?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ku. I'm one of the counselors in the CalWorks program as part of the Applied Tech Pathway group. And just want to welcome you guys, and hopefully you'll have a good semester, and hopefully if you're in the CalWorks program, I'll have an opportunity to work with you.
Very good, thank you. Okay, who else needs an introduction? Help me out here, folks. That's pretty much it. Dee, I can't hear you. You're muted.
If no one else wants to share, then I guess we're ready to go then.
All right,
so we prepared a short, and we'll let everyone get in from the waiting room, and then we'll start our slideshow. Okay. Hi, welcome. We're about ready to start our slide presentation. So let me go ahead and get ready for that. Let's see how we're gonna do this. All right, so if you can see my screen, it would be great for you to let me know. Can I hear anybody?
I can see it.
Oh, fabulous. Great. Okay, so we're going to go to the slideshow. There you go. Welcome to you. So Tech and Trades Pathway is part of the RAM pathway. And there are, as you can see, 5 different kind of clusters or groups of majors here at Fresno City College. So you're all tucked in together in Tech and Trades. What does that mean? That means these are the pathways. If you are in one of these majors, architecture through welding, you are considered part of the Tech and Trades pathways. And we're kind of like your go-to people. We're not going to have all the answers for everything. And what we don't have the answers for, we are going to be your point person. We will get you in touch with that counselor or technician, whoever has the expertise and can answer your questions the best. But we're your starting point. This is an awesome YouTube video. Hopefully I've checked the right buttons and it's gonna play the great music that goes along with it, but it kind of gives you a little introduction into the Applied Technology Division. Dean, Arvi, and myself, we all introduced ourselves, and we are all part of the Applied Technology Division counseling team. So, oh, let's just say yes. Will it? Won't it? Here we go. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Come on now. All righty. We're gonna have to take a little breakaway. Hang on. I love technical difficulties, don't you? And there it is. Here we go. Loading. Nope. Yes? No? Oh. All right, isn't that fun? Okay,
Were you able
here we go.
Now, Dee, were you able to, I don't know if everyone was able to see that very well.
No.
It
I
was
had
kinda
a very unstable signal,
It was
so
kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder if I should try. You want
would
to
you
stop?
like to?
Yeah, let me try. I will try. And if you want to, yeah, let's see what we can do here. Okay, hopefully I've checked what I need to check. And here we go.
If you're not able to see your video, it's mainly the background.
Classes start January 8th. Please contact Fresno City College's Applied Technology Division at 55. Okay, classes don't start January 8th. That's a little bit dated now. Obviously, classes start next week on August 10th. I hope that came through okay. Did it sound okay? All right, very good.
Okay. All righty. That actually, you got half with me and half with Dean, I think. I don't think we got the whole video at one time.
Oh, is that right? Did you hear anything?
Dean, it seems like, so what happened is that when your video is live, you click, your presentation is live, and your video was not live. It was behind the screen. So
sorry about that.
Yeah, so again, that was it was.
Yeah, I see. And that particular button was not available for me to click. The video button wasn't. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, Dee, back to you.
Well, let's see if we can get back on track. Okay, so the wonderful thing is you can visit the Applied Technology Division, and I'm not even sure where this link is going to go, to be honest. So let's just talk it through a little bit here. So if you go to the Fresno City College webpage, and when you go to academic, you want to look for the Applied Technology Division. So I'll walk you through that right now. Okay. This is currently our Fresno City College webpage. Go to academics, and the very first one there says academic divisions. When you select that, the next thing you're going to see, and again, I apologize, my internet connection is slow. And for some reason today, it's just not wanting to act very quickly. But an academic division is basically where the programs are housed. Our academic division, we keep referring to the Applied Technology Division. And that's going to be the web page that you're going to use to schedule appointments with us. So here they are, all of the different ones. Applied Technology Division, luckily, is right there, the second one. When you click on it, it's going to tell you all about our division. It's going to list our programs. And here are the different programs as far as programs or majors in advanced manufacturing, advanced transportation, construction trades, first responders, visual media, and our Career Technology Center. Right here, you'll see the list of the counselors. You've met RV, Dean, and myself. And when you click on these, you will go to our, and we always pick on RV because she has a great photo there with hers. Dean and I don't have pictures. But what you'll find is a quick description and then access to email. Now, we're not really taking any phone calls at this time because just like you, we are off campus as well. But you will have access to our emails right there. So you can contact us immediately if you want to send us an email. Please use your state center, community college student email when communicating with us. Also down here, you'll see schedule a counseling appointment. We use a system called Starfish. And when you click on this, it's going to take you to the State Center Community College District login. So it's really important that you remember what your login is, because this is what you're going to see every time you need to access your web advisor or Canvas. This is going to be like your main login for everything Fresno City. So you'll put in your username, your password, make sure it says student, hit login, and then that'll take you to your portal. Now, if any of this information sounds confusing, that's why you have this, our emails, because you can always reach out to a counselor and we will walk you through this fairly easily, okay? But you'll see the Starfish web app and you'll click on that and that's how you'll be able to schedule appointments with us, okay? So back we go to the Applied Technology Division. If you have any questions, and I guess I should have said this right off the bat, if you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat. We do have counselors checking in on that chat area. So if you have questions, you can ask us and we can answer right now. Or feel free to send us an email afterwards. Again, you're just going to the Applied Technology Division page to access our emails. Okay. Alrighty. So when should you contact an academic counselor? Well, we have, and I will go back to our PowerPoint now because we've got some awesome reasons why you should contact us. So here you go. Contact your academic counselors to create your student educational plans. Student educational plans are what help you decide what classes to take which semester. We will put together a plan so you know exactly what classes you're going to take in the fall, in the spring, and summertime, so we can get you in and out with your degree as soon as possible. We can add or change your major. We can review your progress toward completion. Talking about transfer possibilities, you know, you can get your associate's degree here at Fresno City College and the general education classes that you need to transfer to Fresno State. There are also some prerequisite classes that you can take at Fresno City College and transfer over to Fresno State. So that's something your counselors can assist you with. Well, none of you are going to get on probation because you're all going to have take these classes and get A's and B's. You're not going to fail any of your classes, but certainly if you know, circumstances happen during the course of your college career and you need to discuss your academic status, we certainly can help you with that too. And any other questions, we are, like I said, we're here to assist you any way we can. If we don't know the answers, we know who will help you. Speaking of which, some of you may be computer information technology majors. So you're either getting your associate's degree, CIT associate's degree, or one of these great certificates. And we know exactly the person. Lori Swain is our business counselor. And these programs are actually taught through our business department. But we certainly, again, you can contact us about anything you see here on the screen. And if we can't answer the question, we will put you in touch with Lori. I did see somewhere, let's see, did I miss the food? I feel like I missed a slide. Any culinary majors there? We also cover a few culinary programs. If you have any questions about that, if you're a culinary major and you're joining us today, welcome. And we will be able to assist you with your first, second semester and more specific questions. We will also refer you to Nick Lucio, who happens to be our expert in the social sciences area. So any questions? Any of you have questions, students? If you'd like to unmute and share your question, that would be fabulous. We can talk with you. If you would like to type it in the chat box, that's great. I'd like to hear about you know, any additional information that any of my cohorts here, my co-captains, would anyone else like to share?
No, I don't think everyone should speak at once, but actually, I think that you've covered it very well, and I think we should open it up for questions. I think we do have a question here. What types of career opportunities are available after completing the CIT-AS degree, especially during this difficult economic time? Wow, that's a good question. Who would like to try to field an answer to that one?
Well, I'll give it a go. I know that Google is, their employees are still working. They are working from home. So you are using, you know, you're learning, you're just starting, right? You're going to be learning your skills. And again, something you have to understand about our CTE courses is they are going to give you the basic skills you need to get the job that you want. So right now you're taking general classes, and you'll be more specific as you move forward through your associate's degree. Can I ask you, are you planning on transferring to CSU, or were you interested in just getting an associate's degree? I see someone with an iPhone. Are you wanting to communicate with us?
If I can go ahead and answer a little bit of questions for Brian. I know that you said that you're currently pursuing your associate's degree, and that is great. And we can also set that up for you to move forward and transfer for a bachelor's. And of course, with any major that I believe is within technology and IT, that's the new thing that's in right now. Even with us all going home and working via Zoom and whatnot, as you can see, the technical difficulties that we've experienced, this is the new wave, as I would say, that we are moving into. So job opportunities and large companies wanting to hire and do remote, this is where the industries are moving. So you're definitely doing this at the right time and moving forward. But yes, please connect with us so we can see not only for your associate's degree, but see transfer options for you as well. Dee or Dean, can you, the question for the person on the iPhone is about auto tech, so if we can explore that.
Okay, so our auto technology program, I could go into some detail there, I suppose. I don't know if there's a specific question, but we do have an associate degree in auto technology. We have a certificate of achievement for auto as well. Typically it's a hands-on type of a program, but there's also some lecture time, so it's lecture and lab. And there are some additional support courses that go along with it that are not specifically automotive related, but are still important part of the program, especially if you're getting a degree. So that would be the general education part. It's an excellent program. It's usually two courses per semester are taken. 9 week-long classes for several semesters, and that's how most of our students go through most of the classes. And then there are some summer opportunities as well. So it's a big program, but can be completed in 2 years for a certificate and 3 years for an associate degree, typically. I don't know if that answers a question. I know it's a broad question. I gave you kind of a broad answer there. And you can, if you'd rather just speak to us, you can do that. You don't have to, this doesn't have to be typed out in the chat room. We're very happy to have you go ahead and I think you are unmuted there. You can just ask us if you'd like. Right. Well, you're welcome. Any other questions? Any other words of wisdom from our colleagues?
Dean, can I add a little bit of information for our culinary arts certificates, just to kind of go over that some of the basic culinary art certificates are fall only for some courses, 9 weeks food nutrition course and whatnot. And then we also have the second 9 weeks would also be additional courses in the culinary arts. And then it is, and then some courses are spring only. We definitely want to give information as far as to our students if they do want to pursue the culinary arts certificates, that we at Tech and Trade can still help them, and Applied Division can still help them with that.
Looks like we have another question here. This is from Noah. Would you say industrial math is necessary or helpful toward later welding classes? Yes, and yes, both necessary and helpful. It is part of the program, although students who take other math to satisfy general education, for example, for a degree, can often substitute that math. So if it's, for example, if it's intermediate algebra, or geometry, or some other level of GE level math, that can also substitute for the math requirement for the welding program. But otherwise, yes, definitely math is an important part of the program. Anyone else has a question, feel free to just simply unmute yourself and jump in there. Like, you can ask it. You don't necessarily have to type it out.
Would anyone like to just share what their majors are? So we know what kind of programs you're coming into City College to study?
Okay, Brian says CIT, associate degree.
Anyone else joining Brian in CIT or any other computer information area? So do y'all feel really comfortable using Zoom? I know you may have used it finishing up your high school or last college maybe, or are any of you unfamiliar with it? Down at the bottom, you have a button that says mute and it's got a line through it. It's like an old time microphone with a line through it. That's how you unmute yourself. The easiest way is to just hit that, take that little crossbar off. And then it doesn't change anything. It doesn't give a video. We would just be able to hear your voice.
So there's a question there from Isaiah. How would we get code for classroom Zoom meetings? Your instructors will provide that to you once the semester has started, and all of that information will come to you by your instructor, probably by way of Canvas initially. So that's I don't think it'll be too mysterious. They're going to make it pretty clear how you can communicate that way.
So you all know to be checking your email this weekend, because classes, most of your classes, if they're August starts, they will start August 10th. That's Monday. So you should probably check your email on Friday and then check it again on Saturday or Sunday, because your instructors will start communicating with you real soon. And email is going to be the way. So you want to make sure you have your state center, community college student email active and ready to communicate with your instructors.
And you might want to set it up so that your state center emails automatically forward to another email if you typically use, say, Gmail or some other type of personal email, so that you don't miss any communications coming from the school, because the school, generally, that's always going to be the way that we communicate with you. Aside from Canvas or aside from Zoom, it'll be your state center email. So it's important to use that and to check it frequently. Well, I suppose we can wrap it up then for this session. We could stay here for a little bit longer if you think of something that you'd like to ask us after we've sort of officially ended the session here, but we'll still be around. Okay, here's another question, kind of an opinion question here. Do you think it would really make a difference in the field of welding when it comes between a degree and a certificate? Does that make any difference in terms of like getting a job, I'm assuming you mean? You know, that's one of those questions that it's sort of that depends. I think whenever an individual is able to earn a degree, I think that typically, all things being even, if you have two candidates for a job and one has got a certificate and the other has a degree in that particular area, oftentimes the one with the degree will have an edge on the one who has only a certificate in terms of getting a job, and sometimes in also getting promotions within the workplace. A number of employers are looking for that, requiring that sometimes is an actual degree. So there's definitely, it's not probably absolutely mandatory, certainly. Your skill, your ability in welding or whatever field you go into is going to speak loudly, and that's going to be very important. But educationally, I always recommend, if a student can do it, to get the degree. That's my personal 2 cents on that one. Who wants to field this question? How do you become a vocational teacher?
I'll take that one, Dean. Thank
Okay.
you. So I did type in the question of what level you would like to teach, whether it's before kindergarten or after kindergarten. So we do have a great child development degree, and then we have the elementary teacher degree. I'm not sure if you're thinking high school, which could be single subject. So all of this information would be a conversation with you and your counselor to kind of get a better idea of where you see yourself teaching. You said high school. Okay, so high school is a single subject. So therefore, if there is a subject, for example, we have a separate math degree, and then we also have a separate biology as well as physics. So it's also going to matter what subject you would like to teach, but you would definitely you could do an associate's here with us. You can move on forward to Fresno State if possibly to do a bachelor's. Then you would definitely want a teaching credential. taking your CSET or CBEST, depending on if there's any other changes that are taking place within the arena of education. And then, of course, you want to move forward with teaching at a high school and, of course, applying through that district. So a lot of this information is going to be gathering some ideas from you and subject-wise, and then we're able to guide you and create what we call a student education plan. It's a semester by semester laid out timeline for you from start to finish. So I hope that answers your question, but if not, feel free to schedule an appointment with us. And then if you have a follow-up question, feel free to kind of put it in the text, in the chat, or you could even speak to us, whichever you feel comfortable with.
So again, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. We've given you just a brief glimpse of some of the folks out there to assist you and help you being successful this semester, because that's what's most important. We will hang out for about 4 or 5 more minutes. If you want to continue chatting through the chat box there, we will continue to communicate with you. Other than that, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you once your semester has started. So thanks again for stopping in with us today, and have a great semester. And don't hesitate to reach out to us, because we're all just here to help you be successful. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming. Oh, I see that Noah has asked a question about math classes, and RV, looks like you're starting to answer it there. Okay.
So NOAA math is very particular to each major. So sometimes when you're doing a criminology or psychology major, we have a Psych 2 and Math 11, which is the statistics route. If you're doing engineering, we have calculus. But along with each class of math, we do have a 2-unit support classes, which is an additional 2 hours, pass, no pass, that will help you, assist you along with the professor in understanding those math concepts. We do have a question of how you can be a certified welder here at Fresno. So Dean or Dee, would that be getting the welding certificate and then moving forward, or?
Not exactly. It's kind of a 2-part thing. The education here toward the certificate of achievement is not, that certificate is not exactly the same thing as being a certified welder. So that's 2 separate things. Yeah, the certifications that I think that he's talking about refer to the state certifications that are usually earned by passing tests, things like that after the skills. And my understanding is, and Dee, maybe you can help me out on this one, but we do offer some testing here and some certifying or some opportunities for students to earn their certificates from the state while they're in the program here.
Right. When you're talking about certification, we're really focusing if you are pipe and structural steel, you have to be certified in order to work in that field, and so that certification is not part of the curriculum. But once you've completed the coursework, we do have someone who is a certified examiner for welding. He does come out and offers our students an opportunity to certify their welds. And so basically it's like taking a test. You do the examination, so you complete your welding requirements. He takes them back to the lab and reviews them for strength and stability, and then you are then either certified in that welding process or not. But the campus, as far as like just completing our certificate or just completing an associate's degree, does not provide you a specific state certification, but you do get the skills necessary to complete whatever certifications your particular job area is going to require you to have. So yeah, we are all of our instructors are have AWS training. So you're getting the best training you can to be prepared to take those certification exams to get the jobs you want. Certainly, anytime you have questions about your programs, please don't hesitate to ask your instructors. They're people, they really like talking about their programs. So if you have questions about the math class, you have questions about the welding class, you have questions about specific software, Brian, even for you wanting to know about jobs, when you're taking your CIT classes, your instructors are going to be an awesome resource for you. So please remember, you all need to communicate with your instructors. I know it's going to be a little more difficult when you're not going to be face-to-face in a classroom with them, but you can build a rapport sending emails back and forth. They will respond once a semester begins, and who knows, maybe they'll even have some Zoom office hours. That's definitely something you want to find out about, but they are an awesome resource. So you don't hesitate to ask your instructors for job advice. I'll go ahead and take Moises, your question about welding face-to-face. I'm not sure what classes you're signed up for, but yes, we are allowed at this time to have small groups of students on campus to participate in their hands-on laboratories. Welding is one of them. So if you are in a welding class, you will have a component of that Weld 2A, which is going to have a lab portion. That is, again, that's specific information you will get from your instructors, or if you go to WebAdvisor and you know how to click onto that blue where it says section and title, you click on that and you'll get the section information. And down at the bottom, it has important class information. So for your specific section of Weld 2A, it will tell you when the lecture portion is, and that's probably going to say online, web-based, and it'll tell you when the lab portion is. And that may be once or twice a week. It may be very late in the evening or early in the morning. But that's where you'll find that information. And then also the specifics on when you're coming onto campus, what our COVID-19 rules are, because you're still going to be required to wear a mask. You're going to be required to stay 6 feet apart. They will take your temperature on a daily basis. So we are still following, general safety guidelines for the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on right now. So if you're coming onto campus, there are some rules in addition to just being prepared for class. You need to be prepared to kind of be around others. We are following those rules. So again, you'll want to check Canvas, you want to check your emails, you want to be very proactive about looking into what is, how best to prepare for the semester. Any other questions from the three of you? We've got 3 students there.
There was a question
Anything
here, it looks
else?
like from Noah. He asked, what comes after industrial math class, the welding program? So there's besides the welding courses, and there are several of them, Besides the welding courses, there are courses like technical computer applications, which is Applied Technology 10. There's an occupational safety and health course. There is a preparing for employment opportunities course, a drafting course, and an elective or two that are not specifically welding. So there are some others that in addition to the actual welding courses. And this is where the importance, I think, of seeing a counselor, an advisor, to help you plot out a student educational plan comes in, so we can make sure that you're satisfying all the requirements for your certificate or your degree, and in the right order as well. Yeah, that's a good question there about are any of us instructors? We're not instructors in the applied technology division. We don't teach any of those particular technology courses. We are considered faculty at college, but we're in the counseling department, so that's our main role, is to do academic counseling. Okay, so if that satisfies all the questions, I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you again for taking part today. Appreciate it. And hope we'll see you sometime in person in the future. That would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? So thanks for coming today, everybody.
Yes.
Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Good luck for your semester, and we hope to see you or hear from you real soon.
Thank you for joining us.